Hi, I'm Beth Jacobson,
And I'm Pam Lathrop.
and this is the September edition of the Beloit Today Show.
Every time you say September, everyone gasps.
I know.
We can't believe summer's over already.
It's already September, but we've had some interesting weather this summer. It was hot, and then they had that week of cold.
And now it's hot.
Yeah. And things are gearing up at Beloit College and at the school district. So we've had a lot of exciting things happening this summer.
Yes, we have a lot to talk about today on the show.
We do. So I am interviewing Lynn Volbrecht at Beloit College, and she's going to talk to us about Folk and Blues, which is one of the kind of a kickoff event that they have at Beloit College. Very exciting, lots of fun, and she'll, I think, invite the community. I think sometimes the community forgets that they're invited to events at Beloit College.
That'll be fun. And I am going to interview Bill Tyler, Captain Bill Tyler at the police department. He's going to be talking about a rabies clinic that we can bring our dogs and cats to.
Yes, and we're at Grinnell Hall right now filming our opening.
And that means I'm going to interview Paula Schutt, the director of Grinnell Hall. She's going to be talking to us about the senior fair, which is coming up in October. And usually we would have John Calkert's talking about that, and I think Paula will be equally excited and have lots to say.
Yeah, that's always a really successful event. I hear about it every year, so I'm sure it's continuing a great tradition. And then we'll close with finally meeting Monica Christopa from Visit Beloit. We're going to interview her a little bit, and then she'll tell us about things happening at Beloit and some changes that she's made since she started.
Well, that's awesome. There's a lot of new people on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be fun, and stay tuned. There's lots of information ahead. Thank you. Obviously, this is Captain Bill Tyler of the Beloit Police Department, as you can tell by his uniform. And we're standing out in front of the police department to talk about the rabies clinic that's going to be held this month. Bill, can you tell us a little bit about that rabies clinic?
Certainly, Pam. September 14th, we're having a rabies clinic. It's a reduced price rabies clinic hosted here in Beloit at Telfair Park Activities Center, out off of Cranston Road behind Fire Station number 2. We're working with the Friends of NOAA, the UW Vet Clinic, and some other partners, Rock County Health Department, to put on this reduced fee rabies clinic so that those who have not yet attained rabies vaccines for their cat or dog will be able to do so for a fee of $10 for the rabies vaccine.
Has this been done before?
Not in Beloit. It's been done in Janesville here last year, and they had good success with that operation. We expect a fairly good-sized operation that day. We expect upwards of 800 to 1,000 participants for dogs and cats on that day from around the area.
Wow, I imagine you need a huge number of volunteers to help with that.
We have a lot of volunteers slated from the UW Vet Clinic and Friends of NOAA and other support groups, as well as staff from the department to help make this a successful opportunity.
Now, how did this come about? Why did someone decide that we wanted to have a rabies clinic here in Beloit?
The overarching reason is to reduce the amount of rabies transmission in Rock County. We know that through the number of dog and cat bites we have in Rock County, that increases the likelihood of rabies transmission. So we're trying to get as many dogs and cats vaccinated as possible to try to target certain groups that have not traditionally had their dogs or cats vaccinated. So we've got a reduced fee for those to come in. We're also going to be offering an opportunity for those who have not yet licensed their animals to do so for dogs in the city. And the fee is $15 for animals that are not spayed or neutered, and $7.50 for those that are spayed or neutered.
Okay, so if a person comes there to get their dog or cat vaccinated and they're not licensed, they can still get the rabies vaccination. We would encourage them to get licensed, but they're not going to get in trouble.
Right. If they're a city resident, the only ones we license are dogs, so they would be eligible to obtain one on that day for the standard fee of $15 or $7.50, depending if it's spayed or neutered, at the same time. It's not required, it's just expected. There'll be some that show up that aren't city residents, so they're not required, but they have a requirement in their own town or village, wherever they live, to meet with their officials to do so.
So we're just trying to make it convenient for people who come to that clinic. And it's a walk-in, right? You don't need to have a reservation or an
Right. It will be a lot of people will be there.
Yeah.
So I would say plan early. There'll be some long lines. We expect 800 to 1,000 participants to come with dogs and cats. So it'll take a little time to work through that 3 or 4 hour window in the afternoon on September 14th to get through everybody in a timely fashion.
And obviously you would want people to have their animals on a leash or in a little kennel to prevent any problems.
Right. It's highly recommended that we do not have the extendo leash kind of situations, that they're on a regular leash for dogs. Cats can be in carriers. If the cat doesn't really like being around other people or animals, it's a good time to be in a carrier because there'll be lots of people and animals around.
Yes. Makes sense. Do you have anything to add to that?
No, we're just looking forward to the opportunity to work with some of our area partners to make this a good event, a healthy event, and get a lot of dogs and cats vaccinated on September 14th.
I know that this was in the newspaper, but if anybody has questions, do you have a suggestion on who to call?
They could contact myself at the department. They could contact the Friends of NOAA because they're actually the lead sponsor for the event, and that number has been in the Daily News.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time and for all the information. We'll hope to see you at the clinic.
Thank you.
Paula Schutt is here today to talk about the Beloit Senior Fair. It's going to be in October, but we have to talk about it this show because it's coming up a little earlier in the month in October than usual, isn't it?
That's correct. It's going to be on Tuesday, October 1st this year.
Okay. And there's a lot of changes to the Beloit Fair. Well, not a lot, but some major changes that people really need to make note of.
Yes, the biggest change, of course, is the location. We have expanded so much that we've decided to move to a new location, and this year it will be at the Eclipse Center, which gives us an enormous amount of space, and we're very, very excited. We'll have almost 70 vendors, and the theme this year is racing into health and wellness. So we're going to have an actual race car there.
Oh, cool.
And it'll be setting inside the Eclipse Center, and the whole theme will be about racing, and it's going to be a lot of fun. One of the perks that we have this year is because the parking lot is so big, we're going to have a couple golf carts, and we'll have people outside bringing people up to the door in the golf carts.
Oh, that's nice. Are you still going to have free bus transportation also?
Yes, that has not changed. We're going to have free bus rides, and we've got that all arranged with the transit system, so you can take the bus from anywhere in the city and get to the senior fair and get back home.
Good. So you don't have to worry about parking.
No, you don't. But
That's
if you
great.
do have your own car, we'll have a couple people out on the golf carts watching for you, so you can get a free ride in the golf cart.
Great.
And so it'll be a lot of fun.
Now, who are some of the exhibitors that are going to be there?
Oh my goodness, I don't have my list with me, and we have a huge committee that works on the fair, and I don't work on that part. So I think you're going to see some of the regular exhibitors there, the home health agencies and the things like that. But if I would have brought my list with me, I could have told you.
Oh, I'm sorry, I took you by surprise, but
That's okay.
actually the poster says there'll be over 60 exhibitors, so
Yes,
no wonder you can't remember them all.
Yeah, and close to 70. And we'll have, of course, the flu shots this year and the health screenings. And we're going to have food available for purchase, and we're going to have some prize giveaways, and we're going to have music. And that's always fun.
Oh, absolutely. Who's doing the music?
We will have from 10 to noon, we'll have the very popular artist Bill Stevens. He's well known and loved in the Rock County circuit. And then John Solis from noon to 2, who is also really, really good. So some very good music from 10 to 2.
Great.
And you can come and listen. They'll be up on stage. The event this year is sponsored by Home Health Care, Home Care Pharmacy, and Riverside Terrace.
And you mentioned the shots. Should people bring Medicare cards? I mean, do they?
Yes, bring your
Medicare-
Medicare cards if you have those, and they can process all that
And
information.
so there would be a charge for the shots.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What else do you have on here? Food available for purchase.
Food available and free admission, of course, always free to get into the fair. Just come and see all the events that are there, get a bag at the door, and be ready to pick up some goodies and find some wonderful information.
So on October 1st, race on over to the Eclipse Center, but don't get a speeding ticket.
Right. We can't help you with that one.
Thank you, Paula. Do you have anything more to add?
No, we just hope that we'll see everybody there. We're very excited about it.
Absolutely. It gets better and better every year.
Yes,
Thank
thanks.
you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm here today at Beloit College, and I'm here with Lynn Volbrecht and Claygo Hips, and we're here today to talk about folk and blues. We are making a greater effort to kind of engage Beloit College with our residents. They have a lot of events that residents are welcome to come to, and I think that sometimes we just forget. We just feel like they're students and we're not welcome. So first of all, Lynn, what department do you work at here?
I work in communications and marketing here at Beloit College.
And what does that, to the people at home, what does that mean?
Most of our job is to just promote the college, both internally, events to our students and staff, and also externally to the community and the world at large. Just tell people about what we're doing here, tell the story of Beloit College, its alums, and its programs, basically.
So from what I understand, people at the college who are either they work here or they're students, they get a lot of emails from your department notifying them about things that occur.
Yes, emails, maybe put a lot of content on the website and try to promote.
Is that
things
right?
abroad.
Yes, that's right. We get a plethora of information from the marketing department.
So, and then, Claygo, what's your role in the Folk and Blues?
Well, I'm an executive board member on Beloit's programming board, and what we do is we do all the programming on campus as far as comedians, magicians, musicians, everything that comes to campus for our student body entertainment. We're the ones that set it up.
So you see Beloit colleges will organize, they ask their students what they like to have come here. So that's a really great philosophy to have. I don't know if I was ever asked when I was in college what I wanted to have happen. So tell us a little bit more about Folk and Blues. What are the dates, and then where does it occur? I always hear middle college. What does that mean?
Well, Folk and Blues is going to be take place September 13th and September 14th at that pretty little building right there, known as Pearson's, right in the quad area. And we'll begin at 8. And we have something new that we're doing this year. We're actually going to have an MC. Her name's Amanda Duncan, if you guys want to YouTube her and look up some of the stuff that she does. So she'll be MCing, and then she will be performing in between the different acts to kind of fill in that dead air.
So if the residents are watching, Lynn, what can they can come here, and then there'll be musical acts, and then there'll be some food here, but residents are encouraged to come too. It's free
this
to the
is
public.
it's a great way. You have basically 2 nights book solid free music here at Beloit College. So you can have 2 nights of entertainment, great live music in this town, and spend not a dime. You can walk down, drive down. There's free parking on College Street here. Just walk on over. You can bring yourself a lawn chair. There'll be a tent set up for dancing, so even if the weather is a little bit underwhelming, you can still have a good time and not get wet. And each night there are 3 acts besides the MC, so technically 4. And there's a variety each night, so you can kind of pick and choose what you'd like to see, or you can come and just find some new music that you might enjoy that you hadn't heard of before. There's basically each night kind of a singer-songwriter kind of act, more of a bluesy or R&B act, and then also sort of a string band set each night. So there's a variety on each night. There's 6 full acts plus the MC, so it's really a lot of music to choose from.
Now, for the students, I heard there's some benefits to the students that come down here. What do they get if they come down here?
Of course. Well, if you come down here, be sure to bring your ID. What we will be providing we will be providing actual food. So, on top of the popcorn and stuff that we usually provide, we will be providing actual food and beverages for free for the students. But if you're a community member, that we're not excluding you. We just ask that you pay for these the food and the beverages and whatnot. They should
T-shirts. You can get a commemorative T-shirt, which are always hot commodities here on campus.
And everything will be relatively inexpensive. So we ask that you keep the bills kind of small, keep your hundreds at home. That way it'll be easier for us to exchange as far as change and stuff goes.
Now, I know that some of the events in Beloit, people can bring a cooler and bring some beverages, but at Beloit College it's a little bit different, so keep in mind it is a college environment, and so we're encouraging people not to bring alcoholic beverages if they come down here.
That is correct. Well, there will be, sodas and water available for purchase if people would like that. I don't think no one will mind if someone needs a water bottle or something, but...
Sure. So just keep that in mind if you come down here. Now, it's in front of Pearson Hall. We're off of College Street. You can bring a blanket. And then what about little children? It's a family-friendly environment?
Definitely.
And what are the hours again?
8 to, I think the first set starts at 8 every night, and the last set starts at 10:30, so we'll probably wrap up around 11:30, so done before midnight. Another good thing to mention is if you'd like to check out some of these acts before time, which is I like to do. I got really excited. I watched the Speed Bumps video online. I'm really excited about them this year. But you can go online to our website, www.beloit.edu, and look at our news section, and there's actually a press release, a story there about Folk and Blues that includes links to all of these bands, so you can check them out beforehand and make your decisions about who you'd like to see.
Nice. You guys are very organized. Well, Lynn Claygo, thank you for letting us interview you. We'll see you down at Folk and Blues, and hopefully we can interview you guys again in the future.
I hope so. Thanks for coming by, Beth.
Hi, I'm here at Visit Beloit with Monica, my friend Monica Christopa, and we've interviewed Monica before, but I don't think we ever truly introduced her. So
I don't think so.
We're gonna do that today.
Okay.
So Monica has been here at Visit Beloit since
February, so 6 months.
and lots of changes, lots
Lots of
of
changes.
things have been happening. Could you tell us a little bit about your experience, your previous experience in marketing and tourism?
Sure. Well, I've been in marketing and sales for a long time, most of my career, which I'm not going to give the dates because, I'm getting at that age where that's probably not so important. to me anyway. But I've been in the hospitality marketing field for about 5 years, and as I mentioned, with Beloit the last 6 months. So it's been very nice to come into a community that really embraces all the assets and is very tourist and citizen driven, and that's probably one of the things I really like about this city.
And Monica was, before she was in Illinois, but now she's back in her home state,
Yes.
Wisconsin. And so you've been doing a lot of work with the state tourism agencies.
Yes.
Can you talk about that? How do you guys meet regularly? And
Correct.
we're actually friends with our other tourism partners.
Well, first of all, we're very lucky. Stephanie Klett, who, is such a big proponent of the state of Wisconsin and certainly Beloit. So she has certainly been a great cheerleader and advocate for our region, which is good. But yes, one of the responsibilities that I have is to make sure that I'm connected with the other Convention and Visitors Bureau, my partners in this industry, our partners in this industry. And we meet every other month, and we rotate those meetings around the state. So at the last meeting, I made mention that they had not been in Beloit for quite some time. So they were thinking January, but I said, our river looks beautiful in all seasons, but truly the spring and summer would be great. So we will be hosting our state partners here, hopefully in March or April. We haven't set a final date, but we'll be bringing all those tourist industry representatives from across the state here to Beloit, to our city.
So next year in
2014.
Well, that will be great.
Yes, very good.
So we've got lots of things that have been
Yes.
happening this
Yes.
summer. And so you came in and you just had to jump right in.
Right.
So can you tell us a little, do you want to talk about your family?
Well, I can talk about my family a little bit and then some of the projects we jumped
Sure.
into. So my husband's name is Swavomir. We call him Suave. And I have a daughter who's 14, who's a freshman in high school, who really is the executive director of our household. And so actually we're looking to put our house on the market, and we've been looking at Beloit here. We toured the high school. It was great. Their principal, Dr. Johnson, is phenomenal. And I was just impressed not only with the facilities, but the curriculum at the high school. So that was pretty exciting. So landing here, we kind of hit the ground running with a campaign that we called Random Acts of Hospitality. And we went to all of our partners, retailers, restaurants, attractions, and asked them to provide bonuses, free coffee, maybe a discount on a meal, free admission. And we printed up coupons, and we have shared them throughout our community. But we were in Janesville a couple of weeks ago at the Tallman House Art Festival. We had a blast. We were in lime green t-shirts. We handed out all this great information about Beloit. And what's nice about this is we can track the results. So we hear from Bushel and Peck, oh my gosh, people came in and had the free coffee coupon but bought bagels. Or Northwoods Premium, they get a free bag of popcorn if they come in and they sold $25 worth
So they
of stuff.
track it from that coupon.
That coupon. So we've gotten really great feedback from the participants in that.
Now, this summer I went down to St. Louis, so I drove all the way through Illinois, and none of their
Oh,
rest
mercy.
stops,
Yes.
they were closed. Sometimes the bathrooms may or may not be open. Why is that? And what's so great about, I know Beloit has a rest stop, and
Yes.
so how does that work?
Well, let's talk about Wisconsin, who is truly committed to a great customer experience, a visitor. So we have a welcome center here right at I-90 and 39. It has more visitors than any other welcome center in the state of Wisconsin, 1.5 million people, and I think it'll be above that this year. Stop in there for information.
That's a lot of people.
It is, maps, and you've worked it.
Yeah.
Beth, I know, sits on the board of directors for Visit Beloit, and our board members were committed to learning about our Welcome Center and have spent time out there. So that's maps or help and information. We take in almost 1 million pieces of literature that we're responsible for organizing and displaying and sharing, and we really are the gateway to Wisconsin. Linda Ross in our office manages the Welcome Center out there, and I have to say the staff and volunteers out there are truly committed to being the first face, a welcoming face that people see. We have really funny stickers we just did that says, Wisconsin keeps you moving. We're a toll-free state, and we have a cow with some cheese on it. So we've been handing out those stickers.
Well, when I volunteered there, they put me to work, and I had to count these and read a map upside down. So there's some
Yes.
skills you might not otherwise know
Unless you worked out
about
there.
the Welcome Center. What events are coming up in September?
Well, as always, the Farmers Market, which is a great place, and that's every Saturday from 8 to 1. There's a welcome table down there with this something new. We're collaborating with the Chamber, the Downtown Business Association, and the Greater Beloit Economic Development Council, and Visit Beloit have a great welcome table. So that's good. There are a couple of cool events that we have partnership with or involved with in sometime in Janesville. One is Irish Fest, which is the first weekend in October. Correct. And there's also the
Leprechaun Dash.
Correct. Which is it the Arthritis Foundation?
No,
I think.
the Alzheimer's.
Association is working on it.
And we were just at Beloit College, so we heard about Folk and Blues.
That's coming up. That's a great event, and I think they have worked really hard to get the message out to the greater community too about that event.
Yes,
So,
that's what we were talking
very
about.
good. We were up there last night. They had their Welcome Back student event, and we had the ball pit, and we're giving away popcorn if they liked us on Facebook, and just had a really nice time up there with all the college students.
Well, there's, as you know, always plenty of things going on. Can you tell them your website if anyone?
Oh, very good. Beth, that's good. I'm going to hire her for marketing. Visit Beloit.com. You can also like us on Facebook. We do post all and every events that are going on in Beloit. So please visit Beloit.com or like us on Facebook.
Monica, it was great to have you on our show and finally introduce you.
Thank you.
And as always, go to visitbeloit.com if you need more information.
That concludes September issue of the Beloit Today Show. But we have a PS. When I interviewed Captain Bill Tyler, I guess we sort of forgot to mention that they would like people to bring cash because the Friends of Noah, they can't accept debit cards or checks. So please bring cash for the rabies vaccinations, but the city will take a check or a debit card for the license, the tags.
Right, so remember that. Pam and I are hanging out at Beloit College right now. It's beautiful today in September, and we're getting ready for Folk and Blues. We have our spots picked out, and hopefully the weather's like it is today.
We just need a little blanket. That's all, and we're set. So we hope to see you at Folk and Blues. And Senior Fair, there's a lot coming up. So I hope that you wrote all these things down.
Yes, and as always, you can always go to Visit Beloit, and their website, to find out more information about things happening around Beloit.
Thanks for watching. Have a good month.